Hurt people? Hurt people, right? So hurt people hurt people. So when someone's hurt inside, how can you expect them not to hurt another? Don't you agree? When someone's hurt on the inside, it will be a far-fetched expectation to not expect them or to expect them not to hurt someone else. Because it kind of comes naturally to them. It's like if I place something really hot, say a hot bowl of metal in your hand, what's the first thing you're going to think of doing? Actually, even without even thinking about it, what would you do? Either drop it or throw it. Right? To be able to just continue to hold it in your hand while it's still hot and it's burning, I mean, that takes a lot of courage. It takes tons of patience. And it takes a real determination. Just imagine you were not allowed to drop it. All you could do was to pass it to someone else, if that was the rule. If you were given a hot iron bowl, the only thing you were allowed to do is not drop it, but pass it to someone else. Then you'd have to be really considerate about the people around you to not pass it to someone else, right? Because it's hurting you, it's burning you. When anger hits you, when resentment strikes you, when lust takes over, either raga, dvesha or moha, whichever way. Sometimes it may be times when you're feeling superior or inferior to others. Even in those moments, it doesn't always have to be anger. Say, for instance, someone comes up to you and they start talking about all the things that they've done and how good they are. It's very difficult for someone to just keep quiet and listen to all that, because you feel like, oh, hold on a second. The more they keep saying about how good they are, it makes me feel like I'm worth nothing. So now it's a competition. I have to say something, because in your mind, your sense of ego will start hurting you. And so before you know it, you'll say something really subtle. Sometimes it won't be very pronounced, it won't be very obvious, but it'll be very subtle, something that just makes you feel a little bit better. Sometimes it might be something as simple as, yeah, I know. Yeah, well, everyone helped, right? Something like that. So someone says, how good they've been and how well they've done. Well, of course, people help you, right? Or you'll say, well, I'm glad to have been there to support you when you needed me. Because you feel like they're taking the trophy away from you. And who does the trophy belong with? 3 people. Who? Me, myself, and I. All trophies in this world belong to those 3 people, me, myself, and I. And it is not to be shared with anyone else or not to be taken away by anyone else. So if ever there is the threat that such trophies are going to be taken away from you, you must retrieve them. So there are times when your ego gets the better of you, and it's very difficult to just remain quiet when someone tries to be, wears the big shoes in front of you and make themselves look like they're better than you. It's very difficult to keep your mouth shut at those times. Inside you feel that, no, I don't like this, I have to say something. I really have to say something. And this is not just among strangers, even among friends, even among family. You're probably even doing this with your spouse without even knowing you're doing it. It just happens so naturally. That's a very natural tendency. Natural because there are causes inside which give you this sense of self, and it creates a sense of ego, and once you have that sense of ego, you have to do something about it because it's starting to hurt you from the inside. You want to feel like you're at least equals, if not you're better than the other person. That one-upmanship, it's almost like it's in your mental genes. Now don't nod to any of these because it will be embarrassing. Don't nod to any of these. Just let them resonate, between your 2 ears. Let them resonate and see whether any of this applies to you. If it does, well, good, you're in the right place, you're in the right sermon. If it doesn't, don't worry, I'm talking about the person sat next to you. Just like you, they also bought a ticket, so we must be fair to them as well. But hey, let's be honest. If I know what I was like, I know what you are like. Because as much as we might like to think that we're all different to one another, actually, the fundamentals are always the same. You know the old saying, it takes one to know one, right? Yes, I am one. And so are you. It takes one to know one. So I know what you're going through. I know what raga feels like. I know what desire feels like. Unless you're an arahant in the room, if you're an arahant in the room, then I don't really know exactly what you feel like. Because I'm aspiring to become one. So I don't quite know what you feel like. But if you're not an arahant, then I know what you feel, what it feels like to be you. I may not know what it feels like to have that specific, particular problems that you're going through right now, but I know how it vexes you. Because vexation is the same. Whether it arises in this mind, this mind, this mind, this mind, or that mind, it is always the same. Because vexation is merely the product of ignorance and attachment. So as long as the causes are the same, what else is the same? The effect is the same. If I were to make a cup of tea with exactly, or with precisely, say some ingredients, but so we take sugar, hot water, tea, and maybe say milk, a milk tea, right? We make it with a certain amount of ingredients, and I am able to duplicate or replicate that. With exactly and precisely the same amount of ingredients, you would not be able to tell the difference. In the same manner, ladies and gentlemen, if there are two effects which are the causes of the same, or which is the product of the same causes, once again, if there are two effects which are the products of the same causes, those two effects will be identical. That's why I have said to you this before, and I will repeat again. You know, the irony of this is, that which makes you feel that you are separate to one another is the only thing that is actually identical amongst all of you. That is such an irony.